Hello everyone, welcome to part 8, module 5 data communication. So far we were discussing the different error control strategy. Started with the error detection, particularly we saw that parity checking scheme. Then we move on to our discussion on CRC, and we already seen how this cyclic redundancy check scheme is working with an example, and we executed that example in detail, and hope you are clear about the concept, like how the CRC scheme is working. So whenever the sender want to send some information, it will be what is the message for which we want to append the error detection code. Take that message, multiply it with some 2 raised to n minus k. N minus k in the sense what n is the total length of the message to be transmitted after appending the error frame check sequence, error detection code, and k is the length of the original message. So when you are subtracting k from n minus k is the length of the frame check sequence. So what is that? 2 raised to that. Multiply or equivalently you can add that many number of zeros at the end, and then you will choose a special pattern, CRC pattern, that is being communicated with the both sender and receiver. Both are now in this special pattern, and using that bit pattern, a special pattern, we will divide the particular message appended with the n minus k, that many number of zeros. And finally, after doing that division itself, we executed something called a special division, XOR division, modulo 2 arithmetic. Okay, everything we explained in our last part, so for details you can see that, and after that come here. So in this video, what I'm trying to say is the mathematical background, like how the things are working. So once you are getting that reminder, you are actually appending that XOR division. Finally you are getting a reminder. That reminder you are appending as the frame check sequence to the original message. That means from the original message you will be removing that n minus k zeros, and in place of those n minus k zeros you will append this the final reminder, which is of length n minus k, because you are choosing the polynomial is as of length n minus k plus 1 bit more than the remainder, so that the remainder is 1 bit less than that, and that you are appending with the original message, and you are sending it. And why? And at the receiver side, how you are ensuring the correctness? That means whenever the receiver is receiving that message, the receiver will also divide that message with the same binary pattern that we used for as a divisor for our original message at the sender side, and using that particular special bit pattern, when you divide the information being received at the receiver, if you are getting remainder as 0, there is no error. Now what is the guarantee that if there is no error, it is going to give you a remainder as 0? So that is what we are trying to see. What is the logic behind it? Okay, so hope you got an idea about how the things are working. Now with that in mind, you look at the further explanation and see here. So we have an n-bit frame to be transmitted, and that is what is denoted by T. That is a final message from the sender side. We have an original message, and with that message you will append the special frame check sequence pattern, and after that appending the frame check sequence pattern, you will be getting an n-bit final frame, and that is what the sender is sent to the or transmitted to the receiver. Okay, so that is what is denoted by T, and D is our k-bit original message, or the block of data or message, or in the final transmitted message, if you are looking at this T, the first k bits of that. That is the original message. And what is happening for the remaining n minus, if this is of length the n bit, and first k bits is our original message, then what about the remaining n minus k bits? That is the frame check sequence, or the error detecting code. So the remaining n minus k bit, which is our frame check sequence, or the error detecting code, or simply the check bits, is the last n minus k bits of our transmitted frame, that is T, is denoted by capital F. Now we have a special binary bit pattern, CRC bit pattern, using which we are perform the CRC division at the sender side and at the receiver side. Okay, for generating the special frame check sequence of bits, as well as for ensuring the error free reception at the receiver side. So how you are choosing the pattern? It has to be a binary pattern, a random pattern. but its length has to be some n minus k plus 1. So that is the thing, because that is what we already seen. So if this pattern is of some x bits, then this x minus 1 zeros has to be appended at the end of the original message, and x minus 1 bits of reminder will be generated, and that you are appending as our frame check sequence, which is of length n minus k, or the frame check sequence is of length n minus k, then n minus k plus 1, that many bits should be there in our pattern. But even though I am saying that it is randomly chosen pattern of length n minus k plus 1, actually it is not randomly chosen. We will see how to choose this pattern, because this pattern is having a crucial role for tracking this residual error. That means even though sometimes your algorithm will be saying at the receiver side, after performing the division, it may be getting a remainder 0, and it will say that there is no error, but actually there is an error. So the bits may change in such a way that your CRC algorithm is not able to detect the error. So that is what we call as a residual error, residual error rate. That you have to minimize, okay. And this selection of the pattern, this n minus k plus 1 p, that special pattern using which you are performing this division and checking everything, it is having a crucial role on that, and people are doing a lot of research in it, and some results of that I will share at the end, okay. So this is our predetermined divisor that is determined before the actual process and is being communicated with the receiver by the sender. So what is our requirement? And the entire concept is like, if there is no error, means the reminder has to be 0 at the receiving side. So this T is what is communicated to the receiver, right? So whenever the receiver is receiving this T, it may be the original T that is being sent by the sender, or it may be erroneous one. That means some bits may change. So whatever it is, if T is what received by the receiver, then this T, if it is error free, when you are dividing the T at the receiver side using the same P pattern of n minus k plus 1 bits, there should not be any reminder. So that is our requirement. And you know how you are generating this T, and this T you are obtaining by your original data, which is of k bits, which you are multiplying by 2 power n minus k, or simply you are appending n minus k zeros at the end of this k bits, and then you are concatenating it with your frame check sequence. And the frame check sequence we selected as the remainder of the division, and whether it is a correct choice, that is what we are trying to check here. So this is the idea. Original message you have to append with your frame check sequence. And how you are generating the frame check sequence is the logic here. In parity, you know how you generated that single parity bit. That is a frame check sequence. I mean error detecting bit in parity scheme. But here we have a sequence of bits, and we call it as the frame check sequence. And whatever it is, finally we will get some frame check sequence that we will append with the original message. So how we are doing that appending operation? Simply you are adding, means that is something different. The concatenation operation is actually represented like that, like this. That means with this k bits you have to append n minus k bits. So first you multiply this k bits with the 2 power n minus k, so that so that n minus k zeros will be appended at the end of this D, I mean k bits, and then you are adding f which is of our n minus k bits. You will correctly get the n bit T. So hope this operation is just concatenation operation only. At the end of the k bits, that is our D, you are just appending f. So this is concatenation, not addition. Then that is why you have to multiply it with the 2 power n minus k, then that many zeros will come, and when you are performing normal addition, these zeros will be replaced by the n minus k bit frame check sequence. So that is by multiplying D by 2 power n minus k, we have in effect shifted it to left by n minus k bits, or we added n minus k zeros at the end, and padded out the result with that many zeros. So when adding f with this is going to give you the effect of concatenation of D and f. That is our f. That is what we are sending. Okay. Now you know our requirement is this particular T, when it is received at the receiver side, it should be exactly divisible by P. Accordingly you have to choose the f. Okay, choose your f. Now you know this is to be divisible by f. Let me take the I mean how you will divide something by some P. This T is to be exactly divisible by P, or T is nothing but this particular bit pattern. When you are dividing by P, it is equivalently you are dividing this part of I mean this k bits with p, and this f plus not a k bit, this portion, I mean the whole thing divided by p means this one divided by p and this one divided by p. So we are not thinking about this part. Suppose we divide this part, that is 2 power n minus k into d with p. We don't know what is the result. Suppose after doing the XOR division, we are talking about a division here fully means XOR division or the modulo 2 division, okay. And after performing the division, you know how to do the division. We already executed in our previous part of the video, and definitely finally you will get some quotient and you will get the remainder, and the remainder divided by p is actually, we will stop at the point when you are not able to divide this r by p, or this r is some 1 bit less than this p. That is the point you have to stop the process. If r is of same number of bits as that of p, then you can perform that division process on more iteration, okay. So you will stop at the point when this r is less than p and the number of bits in r is less than p. So normally at least 1 bit r should be at least 1 bit less than p. That is the point you are stopping, and that time you will get a quotient and a remainder, whatever it is. Sometimes the remainder may be 0 also. So this is on observation, keep that in your mind. So there is a quotient and a remainder when you are dividing 2 power n minus k into d with p. Actually you are going to divide t by p, and as part of that division this part will be divided by p and this will be divided by p, okay. So we just thought our process, like what will happen when you are dividing this by p. Definitely you will be getting a quotient and a remainder, okay. Now as the division is modulo 2, so this is our observation, the remainder is always at least 1 bit shorter than the divisors. That is the point you have to stop the process. The r should be at least 1 bit less than p. That means you can't perform the division. P is no longer r is no longer divisible by p. So we will use a remainder as our frame check sequence. So that is what we done in our process, and now we are going to see whether this is a right choice, whether that choosing this r as our frame check sequence is a right choice, in such a way that when you divide this t as a whole at the receiver side, you are going to get the remainder as 0 if there is no error, okay. So what we done is this f, after doing the division like this, the complete process, so you got some r number of bits as a remainder, and that is what you appended at the end, because you know even though this f, we don't know what is this f. What we done is we actually divided this with p, right. In our example, simply we taken our original message which is of k bits, we appended some n minus k number of zeros, and that is what we divided by our p, and we got a remainder, and this remainder is what we replaced in those n minus k zeros position, and that make our f. Okay, like that we done our process. So that is what is happening. So after dividing this 2 power n minus k into d by p, so the original procedure which we done our example in the previous part is explained here. This we don't know what is this f. This is something we have to calculate. So we calculate it as a remainder, and now we are going to check its correctness. So for that, just understand this. This is the process we executed in our previous example. Like we simply multiplied that k bit message which is to be communicated with some 2 power n minus k, or we appended n minus k zeros at the end of this d, and then we divide this whole thing by p. And when we done the division, we got some quotient at the top and some remainder at the end, and we stop the process when this r is less than p. It is not possible for us to divide that portion further. Okay, and this r we appended with the original message, that is 2 power n minus k into d plus r is what we done, or we simply replaced those n minus k zeros with this n minus k bits in our r. Okay, that addition we done. Now we are going to see, so does this r satisfy our condition that t by p have no remainders? That was our requirement, okay. So like that we assumed and we executed. Now we are going to see its correctness. So what is the thing? To see this that it does. So originally, you know, what was our t, 2 power n minus k into d plus r, right? Instead, that is a frame check sequence f, we replaced by r. And at the receiver side, this whole thing, that means the original message multiplied by n minus 2 power n minus k were added with n minus k 0, and then appended with the remainder that generated as part of the CRC division at the sender side, and this whole thing is received by the receiver, and now the receiver is trying to divide this with the special n minus k plus 1 pattern. And when it is doing that, what is the effect? This part divided by p and this r divided by p. So this the a plus b divided by some c can be expressed as a by c plus b by c, right? So same logic, nothing that is applicable for binary also. Now tell me what is this 2 power n minus k into d by p. So this is what is happened at the center side, right? So when the center is divided, the 2 power n minus k into d, or d appended with the n minus k zeros with the special pattern, the center got a quotient and a remainder, and this the entire expression can be expressed like quotient plus r by p. So what is this? This 2 power n minus k into d divided by p. So that is our equation 1. If you want, you can see that in the, this is so that is why we done this observation and we noted down when we, at the center side, when we are performing this whole thing divided by p, we will be getting some quotient and remainder. That remainder we are appending and we are sending to the receiver. Now what you can do, this part as a whole is nothing but, when this is divided by p means this one divided by p and this one divided by p and this one divided by p. This as a whole you can replace with some quotient plus r by p. So that is what is obtained at the sender side, and same r is coming here also. That is observation you have to do, and same p is coming when you are dividing this t by p. This one divided by p and this one divided by p. This r by p is exactly equal to this r by p. Okay, so it's because the same remainder. We assumed that there is no error then. Okay, so this part is nothing but this q plus r by p, and again this r by p, and see that these both of them are same. And now what is happening? This is equivalent to r plus r divided by p, right? This by p you can take as common outside. Now r plus r, right? Some remainder pattern. What is it is? If there is no error, same remainder pattern will be received at the receiver side also. So same binary sequence when you are adding 2 times. Okay, same pattern, like some pattern r is some binary sequence, and that is added with the same sequence. And see here we are doing the modulo 2 addition or the XOR addition. All the bits are same, right? All the bits are same. When you are performing XOR, the result is 0. Okay, when same number is XORed with the same number, the result is 0. So this r plus r divided by p is nothing but r plus r, you will be getting 0, and 0 by p, that is 0. So the whole thing vanishes and this t will be equal to q. Okay, so here however any binary number that is added to itself modulo 2 arithmetic, that is yielding 0. So this part as a whole is 0. So that whole thing will converge to q. That is what there is no remainder, right? So this is our claim. That means when this t that is composed of appending that CRC reminder with the original message and it is sent to the receiver, if there is no error, if no bit is changed at all, definitely that p will is completely divisible by p, or the remainder is 0. So that is what we are getting, right? There is no remainder, simply the result is just exactly that q, which is the quotient part at the sender side. Okay, so there is no remainder, and therefore, and if you are performing this quotient with the quotient of the quotient that is being generated at the center side, then you can do a kind of double checking, but see that quotient is of same number of bits such that for not same, it is somewhat a bigger binary sequence, right? That communicating that quotient also to the receiver is not a feasible technique, because it is unwantedly, already we have this frame check sequence communicated. We can at least say that it is just a reminder. It may be very small number of bits compared to the original message, but what about q? Definitely it is not the case with the q. It will be its length will be proportional to the length of the original message being sent. So it is not a wise idea to send this q also to the receiver. Then definitely there will be some double checking with the performing a comparison with this q. You can ensure that there is no error, there is no residual error at all, but that is not feasible. So the thing is that What we are communicating is our frame check sequence, that is a CRC reminder which is generated only, and that we will append at the end of the original message and it will communicate, and the pattern is being communicated at the beginning of our entire communication. The pattern is something that is commonly chosen for the full transaction. So just before you start your communication, you can communicate the pattern with the receiver. So that is a feasible thing, but if you keep on sending this quotient also, that will consume enough bandwidth. So that is why that is not a preferred idea. So there is no reminder, and therefore T is exactly divisible by P. So the selection that the CRC reminder as your frame check sequence is correct, and there is no error within that. And definitely if you are getting this some reminder also, that means it is not the original message that is being communicated, some error happens. So if there is reminder at the receiver side when you are dividing the received message with the same pattern, binary pattern, 100% you can say that there is error. Okay, but if there is no reminder, actually we here shown that if there is no reminder, definitely it is what is being sent by the sender. But we know in some other situation also it can happen that this you are getting something some binary sequence, but it is not equivalent to q, or you are not getting any reminder, but still error occurred. So that is our residual error. Okay, so that we can cleverly choose our in special binary pattern, etc., and we can try to minimize that residual error. That's all, but it is not possible for us to completely eliminate that. Okay, so this frame check sequence is easily generated. Now you can simply understand this as a process. No need to worry about the mathematical things, everything. Just for your understanding, I explained. Mostly questions are coming like just they will be giving you a problem where this original k bit message will be given and pattern will be given. So this is a normal kind of problem, or some variations of that also. Now you are, I think, whatever be the question you will answer, and what you have to do, simply you multiply that with the 2 power n minus k. So the n minus k is the length of the frame check sequence which is to be generated, and or append that n minus k number of zeros. Or how you have to choose this, if you don't know the length of frame check sequence, just see the length of the pattern. If the pattern is of some 5 bits, then you will be appending 4 zeros. That means if the pattern is 5 bit, the remainder is at remainder is at most 4 bits. So that many bits, it may be less than that also, or if it is a remainder is less than 4 bits, see I assumed that the pattern is 5 bits, for example, then the remainder should be at less than that, right? If it is for you are getting a remainder that is 5 bits or more, definitely you can perform the division one more time. So if the remainder is 4 bits or less, you will stop that entire division process at that point. So those 4 bits of the remainder, sometimes it may be less than that also, then in that case you append some zeros at the most significant bit position and make it 4 bit, and append it at the end of the original message, or replace the n minus k zeros appended with the remainder which is of n minus k bit length. If it is less than that, append that many zeros at the beginning at the MSB position, and together you append it with the original message D. Okay, so that is a process. Just understand the process only. And at the receiver side, sometimes they may ask you to verify the correctness at the receiver side. Then you can show one more level of division, where you, after appending this D with the n minus k reminder, take that and you perform the division with the same P and show that the remainder is 0, meaning that there is no error. And if there is some 1 bit or 2 bit change, accordingly you may not get the remainder as 0. So that is a scenario. So on this reception, the receiver will divide the T by B and will get no reminder if there have no errors. But this statement is not correct. If the correct statement is like, this is our requirement, we are believing so, but it may be wrongly interpreted also. So the correct thing is, if you are getting a reminder, definitely there is error. But if you are not getting any reminder, means we assume that there is no error, or to some extent you can say that with some probability there is no error, but still we have a chance of residual error. So that is what we have to eliminate at all. So that about it. I hope you got a clear your understanding your CRC somewhat more deeper right now. Okay. So now in the next part we will see another variation of this process. So far we done binary division and all. Now we will see the same process using a polynomial, and we will see how we can do the division process. Same thing only, but we are going to view it as a polynomial. That's all. Okay. Thank you.